Is everything all right? This is supposed to be a party.
You try enjoying yourself with your captain watching over you.
Have I stumbled upon a Navy reunion?
If I knew he'd be here, I wouldn't. We haven't always seen eye to eye, but he's my superior officer. That's all I've got to say.
I should probably put my hand up to most of the recent conflicts. Let me guess. Captain? Horace Velmont, landlover.
Well, seafarer or landlubber, it's good to meet you.
Not what I expected. In a social surrounding, he's a different man.
George is a keen sailor and a dab hand with a rod. There's no better pastime, you know.
I am no fisherman, but there was this one time, well, apparently it got away.
I bet it was a real sea monster. Never mind it getting away, as long as you had fun.
Couldn't have said it better myself, and slipping his watch from his pocket was indeed fun.
Yes, my first mate.
Is it custom to bring your crew to parties?
Most definitely not. I like to keep my work and private life as separate as possible. Land legs! Very good. I must admit, I do miss the gentle sway of my ship. La Provence, my pride and joy. What is it you do?
I'm a painter myself. That's how George and I got talking, albeit around the cards table.
He does like his art. You should speak to the Baron. He's a collector, if you can get a word out of him. Indeed, he did steal from me. He terrorized my guests. He was a menace from the moment he snuck on board.
At least that inspector was able to catch him. That must have been a relief.
It was until his trial. You must have seen it. Wasn't even him in the dock.
I've heard. I'm not sure I believe it myself. While I don't think the captain has the slightest inkling of my true identity, I don't want to give anyone any reason to be suspicious.
How are we supposed to figure it out if you're not going to tell us?
I didn't get to where I am today without solving a few problems.
Or eating a few pies. All right, I'll tell you, but you'll never get it. A beacon through the darkness and struggles that stand before us. Without its guidance, we would be lost, wandering alone, aimlessly through the hardships of this world.
I have no idea.
A childish game anyway.
Why am I not surprised it fell on deaf ears? Except mine, that is. Good evening. And you are?
Le Baron Carl.
Riveting conversation, as always.
We frequent the same auction houses.
An art collector. Fascinating. You must have acquired quite a collection yourself.
I did have. I'd rather not talk about it.
A sore loser. Sometimes it's better to just accept the hand one's been...
I have no idea. This is the first time I've left my home in... I should have just stayed.
I'll second that. Good evening.
I've not seen you with this crowd before. Who are you?
Horace Velmont. I only met George recently at a casino and...
A gambling man, eh? You'll fit right in.
I'm currently betting on the odds of you finding some manners, and it's not looking good.
He's not tried to lock you up, has he? Forget it. He's probably not even noticed the resemblance.
I get the feeling there's some history between you.
History, and I wish a lot of miles. I'll leave it there.
That's a shame. I was looking forward to him spinning being locked up into him being the hero.
if I could have everyone's attention for just a moment, I wanted to...
Oh, haven't we already done this?
You're right, but you're going to want to hear this. On second thoughts, join me in the salon and I'll explain when we're all comfortable. Much better. Now, you may or may not know that you all, excluding my new friend Horace here, have been on the losing side of Arsene Lupin's crimes.
That was meant to be kept a secret.
Airing out everyone's dirty laundry, are you now, George?
I've not brought you here to rub your faces in it. I want you all to be here for his capture. Chateau de Thibermesnil is perfect. The art, the riches, the secrets he won't be able to resist.
What makes it any more secure than my Chateau de Malaquis?
You allowed strangers into your home, strangers that stripped your gallery and left you
With nothing.
with nothing. While you relied on an inspector, I've gone one step further and found the only man that can put a stop to Arsene Lupin forever. Well, who is it?
Yes, I'm eager to know.
Tomorrow at 4 p.m. sharp, the famous English detective Sherlock Holmes will be arriving at Chateau de Thibermesnil's gates.
When one adversary is defeated, another appears.
Sherlock Holmes? As in...
I was as surprised as you.
Really, Arsene?
Would I lie now? I must admit, hearing of his arrival initially gave me a moment of apprehension, but that was quickly replaced with urgency and excitement for what was to come. Ah. Oh. Huh. Oh.
It's you. He took everything from me that I cherished. It was once a gallery full of exquisite pieces, and now...
Bare, empty, desolate.
Why ask if you already know?
It's not hard to see what the Baron considers important. Nothing makes a man more vulnerable than loneliness, except greed. And he has both in spades.
I was, until it was destroyed at the hands of that detective.
I think he's an inspector. Sounds like he caused more damage than good.
Exactly. And it is me who had to pay the price. Twice!
There's a part of me that almost feels sorry for Inspector Gaminau taking all of the blame. I did say almost. Oh. Hey. Huh? Oh. Oh.
How can I help you? I'm afraid Mr. Devan is very particular about the fireplace.
That's all right. I'll maybe head out for some fresh air. If the thermostat is inconveniently placed outside. Heh.
Horace, my friend.
Thank you again for inviting me. I feel a little...
Intimidated? Ha! Don't worry, they're all harmless. Now go on, make yourself at home. You liked it? I hoped you would. Like I said, most of them have dealt with Lupin. You haven't. I can get an honest opinion from you.
About what?
My plan, obviously. There's no way Lupin can resist trying to rob me. Trying being the dominant word.
Are you going to set some sort of trap for him?
That's the beauty of it. He's gonna trap himself. I think he knows about the secret tunnels, and when he can't find his way out, Detective Sholmes will be there waiting.
He has high expectations of Detective Sholmes and exceptionally low of me. I'd call that naivete.
If you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best. And in this case, that's him.
It's not a little overkill to bring him all the way from London?
It didn't take much persuading. Since Lupin's been on the run, news of his antics has spread. Catching him is as good as a done deal.
While I hadn't expected this evening to turn how it has, I'll enjoy bringing Monsieur Devan and his hired detective back down to earth.
What did you know of Sherlock Sholmes at the time?
I'd heard of his successful cases, as I'm sure you had. His name was all over the newspapers. Still, it wasn't enough to worry me. If I'd prepared correctly, I'd be long gone before he even arrived.
Leaving another lawman in your wake.
It really is uncanny. If you were next to each other in a police lineup, I couldn't tell the difference. You would not believe the history of this place. I've got a book, Chronique de Tibermenil. It's got everything about the castle, including
The secret tunnels. And you think Lupin knows how to access them?
There's another version of the book that's kept in the National Library, Paris, and would you believe it, It was stolen recently.
He suspects more than I give him credit for. Not that it's going to help him. He's right, though. I'm going to need a copy of the Chronique de Tibervenil from the cabinet.
To show that I'm not a pushover like everyone else. They all had the arrogance to underestimate him. Look where that got them.
And I'd argue that's exactly what he's doing.
And with the help of Detective Sholmes, you'll catch him? The world will know the name Divan.
I get the feeling Georges is more interested in his own fame rather than seeing me locked up. How disappointed he shall be.
When will they learn?
To be fair to Monsieur Divan, if ever there was a trap that Arsene Lupin would fall into.
I just don't understand the arrogance. Why set the challenge at all?
Like he said, if you want to be the best, unfortunately for him, he's far from it. Ah. Aha. Oh. Huh. Ah.
Heh.
Oh. Huh. Aha. Oh.
Huh? Ooh. Oh. Oh. Ah. Huh? Heh.
Is it me, or is it getting hot in here?
You're looking rather flushed. Let me get you a drink.
Ask the maid, she'll get it. Just a water. I want to keep a clear head.
How can I help you? Right away.
And voila, chaos ensues. How clumsy.
If you'll excuse me, I should get out of these wet rags. Let's have this cleaned up by the time I'm back, yes?
Right away.
Uh-huh. Huh. Ah. Oh. Heh. Oh.
Good evening, Mr. Valmont. Accident?
I think the maid might have spilled some water down our host.
I'll tend to the situation immediately.
Perfect. That's one out of the way. Aha.
I try not to when I don't have to.
I'm sure I just heard him say he was the best fisherman on his ship.
Him? He's barely capable of catching a cold.
I was under the impression he was a keen fisherman.
Keen, but useless.
Looks like reminding him of the captain's little white lies could do the trick.
He's not wrong. If my chess partner here happens to secretly be Arsene Lupin.
And before I'm locked up, again, that was a joke, just not a very funny one.
He's as incompetent as he is delusional.
One more little push.
We've already been through this. It was that thief in disguise.
Maybe the captain was talking about someone else.
He was talking about me. If he really thinks I'm just gonna sit here and...
Buttons pushed. You should tell him how you feel.
It's not a good idea.
I'll do that. Thanks, Horace.
Valmont, are you up for a challenge? If you can beat me with a single move, I will admit defeat.
How could I say no to another opportunity to embarrass Mr. Roseanne? One move is all I need.
Confident, aren't we? I don't think you realize who you're up against.
Ooh.
Valmont, are you up for a challenge? If you can beat me with a single move, I will admit defeat.
How could I say no to another opportunity to embarrass Mr. Roseanne? One move is all I need.
Confident, aren't we? I don't think you realize who you're up against.
Huh?
How did you? Here, take your king. Oh, I made it easy for you. I wouldn't want to embarrass you.
I'm up for another round if you are.
I would, but I've got somewhere else to be.
Even I felt how satisfying that was.
Monsieur Leblanc.
I'm not condoning your other activities, but there's something about seeing a man like that.
Embarrassed?
Corrected.
Ooh. Ah. Oh. Huh.
Baron Cajon, what is it now? By whom? I think I'll wait here until he
Nah.
I'm not a big don.
Your drinks cabinet would say otherwise. I don't have...
How dare you! Georges! Where's Georges?
Really, Arsene? Again?
You really are a stickler for the facts. Okay, then.
Baron Cajon, what is it now? By whom? To whom do you think you are talking?
It's not just a thermostat with rising temperatures.
Never once has even a member of my own staff spoken to me like that.
I don't have time for this. If you won't take the hint.
How dare you! Georges! Where's Georges?
And goodbye, Baron. I know I make things look simple.
I don't envy the lengths you had to go to.
It would have been easier to have just been honest with him. That would have sent him running.
As well as the police, for you.
Huh. Hey. Oh. Maybe I should just hang up. It's not like my free... We all get it wrong. I'm going to have to look. Back to the drawing board. Really? Nope, that's not.
You made short work of a 200-year-old riddle? Secrets held only by the king.
That's where following the clues and some common sense gets you. And a little snooping, of course.
After discovering the secrets of the house, you must have had free rein to roam as you pleased.
It wasn't long before the other guests returned. But once Monsieur Devan declared that he was leaving to pick up some more guests, others soon took the hint and retired to bed. I'd have to wait until night fell to make my move. Heh. Huh? Oh. Huh.
Then, all you had left.
All you had left? A successful burglary takes more than just lifting art off the wall.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to belittle your craft. Please continue. You can't stop there.
Who said anything about stopping? We're merely moving to the following day. Monsieur Devanne.
No. You were standing in the gallery, arms and pockets full of stolen goods. Someone was coming, and you expect me not to query who it was?
In time, I promise. For now, picture this. Monsieur Devanne has discovered his gallery empty. A detective has arrived at his gates alongside a truck full of furniture. Arriving at the chateau, having traveled across the channel at Georges Devanne's request, he certainly had his work cut out for him. Never before had the traveling detective arrived at the crime scene where the stolen goods had been returned. If his reputation was correct, he would surely make short work of the investigation.
Impressive.
Who? The detective? I suppose so.
Green is not your color.
Jealousy never came into it. I'm just glad someone showed up to help. Devanne was never going to work it out himself.
You're here. Fantastic.
Was there an expectation that I wouldn't arrive?
No.
I traveled most of the night and boarded my final train at 3:45 p.m. so that I may arrive promptly at 4 p.m.
Well, then you're right on time. It's not that easy. First of all, he took everything.
That didn't appear too tasking.
But this afternoon, everything was returned.
Then I am no longer needed. I doubt he will return, knowing he has already bested you.
Wait, you can't. You need to figure out how he got in. What if he does come back?
There has to be a more... That points to... I'll never catch... When you have eliminated the... There we have it. It would be wide. There has to be a... I'll never I have my methods for... Elementary.
You're the best. If anyone can catch him, it's you. The furniture, the artwork, the valuables, everything.
How were they delivered?
You must have seen the wagon outside. The clock struck 3 p.m. and in it rolled.
I have my methods.
You're the... Fascinating, isn't it? I still can't believe I'm following in the footsteps of such characters.
I'm more interested in the secrets surrounding the building itself.
You want to solve the riddle of the secret tunnel, don't you? Wait. Could Lupin have already solved it?
Now you're thinking like a detective.
A detective? Well, but he can't have. He'd need both editions of the books and the riddle that only the owners of the house have access to.
Even after his home has just been ransacked, he still doubts Arsene Lupin's skills of deduction and reason.
Of course I haven't. Well, except for maybe last night, after I announced you were arriving.
Congratulations. You gave Arsene Lupin the answers he was seeking.
He was here, in my house, during my party?
I have no doubts. In fact, I met him on my way here. Excuse me, I have found myself in a moment of need.
Then you've stumbled upon the right man. How can I help you?
Is this the way to Chateau de Thibermesnil?
Yes, monsieur. Straight ahead.
His face, his mannerisms. Arsene Lupin is known as a master of disguise. But could his greatest disguise be himself?
No keener admirer than myself.
Most kind. You are leaving?
I thought it best to exit before I outstayed my welcome. My exit will make way for your grand arrival.
Don't tell me this chance interaction was all part of another drawn-out plan.
It wasn't. Just a stroke of luck. And I prefer long-term planning with multi-stage reveals. It sounds more professional, meticulous.
You're lucky he let you walk away.
As if an opportune moment like that would be how this story ends.
It would be wise. When you have eliminated the impossible. That points to... It would be wise. I'll never... There we have... Elementary. There we have... I have my methods for a...
He didn't really say that, did he?
You weren't aware?
I am now. How could he? If anything, it was a great victory for me. I did what I set out to do, and even returned it all out of the goodness of my heart.
The goodness of your heart.
Okay, so my hand might have been forced. At least I don't need to feel bad anymore.
Anymore? Arsene, what did you do?
Oh. Huh?
Is there something you need? Mr. Devon is very particular about the use of the fireplaces. He requests them fairly infrequently.
And last night?
Both the salon fireplace and the conservatory fireplace were lit during the gathering last night.
Ah. Ooh.
How can I help you? Everything was tidied and clean after the gathering concluded. Nothing unusual or strange marks, if that's what you're asking, Detective.
The smallest detail could be helpful.
Besides the small incident with water being spilt over Mr. Devane last night, there's been nothing out of the ordinary.
Elementary. That points to... There has to be... I'll never... When you have eliminated... That point... When you have eliminated... Elementary. It would be wise. I have my methods. There we have it. Huh. Oh. There we... Elementary. I have my method. When you have eliminated the impossible,
Oh. You're the... What did I say? The right man for the job.
It was quite simple when approached logically, as was the riddle. How it baffled so many for so long, well...
Look at the state of this place.
I thought you appreciated the history of the house.
I do, I just wish it were a little tidier.
I get the impression Mr. Devan isn't as interested or invested in the history of the chateau as he first implied. Rather, just its wealth. This candle has been lit recently, meaning...
Meaning someone, Lupin, has been here. Ha! I'm getting pretty good at this, right?
Yes, very good.
You told me you didn't orchestrate that meeting with Detective Sholmes?
And that is the truth. But while he hesitated to seize his moment to apprehend me, I took mine to get on the front foot and set the stage for my next adversary.
You just couldn't help yourself.
You say it as though I hadn't learned anything. I no longer cared for what the wealthy considered valuable. My time in La Santé had shown me that there were more important things than material treasures.
Like going head-to-head with a detective from England?
Like not only challenging and pushing myself, but those that are there to protect the innocent of this world. How can they put their faith in those they believe they can trust if they are outsmarted by the likes of me?
We are both aware Arsene Lupin is no ordinary man.
A watch? How did it get here?
It appears that...
It's yours, isn't it? But to return it, Herlock Sholmes' watch, stolen by Arsene Lupin. Excuse me, it's just that it was you that said he wasn't to be underestimated, and now this.
A clever man indeed. Someday, we shall have the pleasure of meeting again. The world is just too small. There has to be a more logical... There has to be a more... That points to... When you have eliminated the impossible.
Excuse me, sir. Is this the way to the castle? The well-dressed and polite man asked. Yes, monsieur. Straight ahead. They are expecting you. My friend Devan told us that you were coming, and I am delighted to be the first to welcome you. Herlock Sholmes has no keener admirers than myself. The irony of such a meeting seemingly and understandably lost on the unaware detective.
Inspector Ganimard wasn't enough of a challenge for you?
As Monsieur Devan said, if you want to be the best, you must beat the best, thus concluding.
What? No, that can't be the end of it. Why did you return Monsieur Devan's belongings? Who found you the night of the burglary?
There's really nothing more to tell. It's not necessary for the story we're telling.
You want the truth to be known? Now is your chance.
You aren't going to let this go, are you? It's
Miss Underdown.
no longer Miss Nellie, the face that kept my mind sane during the long months imprisoned, now a stranger. Of course, I didn't expect to see you here.
No, I'm sure you didn't. I have nothing to say.
Will you at least listen? If I can hear the desperation in my own voice, surely she can too.
I shouldn't be here. You shouldn't be here. I was invited as a guest. I presume you were not?
Not directly, although I suppose
I'll take that as a no.
it's obvious that she hasn't forgiven my previous deceptions.
What is there to say? Your actions speak for themselves.
How am I to prove my feelings for her are and always have been true if she won't let me speak?
I can't even imagine what you'll be doing then.
Everything will be returned. The furniture, the art, everything.
Everything?
Everything. Then can we talk?
Listen. Footsteps. I hear someone.
I don't hear anything.
You must go. You must escape.
There it is. A flash of hope. She must still care. Nothing in the world could make me break that promise. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock.
I understand now why you returned everything, but I don't understand how you did it.
It was you that spoke of the return of the army wagon full of furniture.
That I know, but how did you organize it from the house? You must have been surrounded by guests and staff.
Need I remind you of my title?
How could I forget?
I made a promise to Miss Nellie that Monsieur de Van's belongings would be returned, and I intend to keep it. Aha. Oh. Have I not kept my promise?
I can see everything has been returned, but I fear for the wrong reasons.
There's no question about it. This is my last chance to prove to her I'm no longer the man she reads about in the newspaper.
Why did you return Mr. de Van's belongings? Then you should have been honest with me from the start. If I hadn't caught you, would you have returned today? don't know the difference between the actual truth and what you've convinced yourself of.
The truth is rarely pure and never simple.
You won't convince me of your lies with have you committed. And your arrogance.
Many confused confidence with
The ignorance to think your antics wouldn't make the national and international papers. I've read about everything.
everything.
Your time in Turkey, the aliases, Floriani Night and Captain Giano, the burglaries in Montigny, everything.
If she knows the details surrounding my time in Turkey, she'll know of the good I did in the name of my female traveling companion. There may still be hope.
Why do it all? The burglaries, the deception, the lies. Oh, all you've shown is how conniving and manipulative you are.
She's right. For so long I tried to convince myself.
This is... the first apology.
First of...
And the last.
Can you not separate the past from the present? Look at me, if only for a moment, as you did when I was Bernard Andrézy.
When you were someone else completely.
I am still that man.
And you are still Arsene Lupin.
Without saying a word, she pointed to a ring he was wearing on his forefinger, which consisted of a magnificent ruby. The ring belonged to Georges Davanne. Once a thief, always a thief.
I'm sorry, that's how it ended.
Our futures were never destined to align. I think I realized that long before our surprise meeting.
The unsent letters addressed to her?
Initially, I kept them as a reminder of the man I could have become and the life I could have had.
You've always claimed you sat in a gray area of the law. A Robin Hood of the 20th century.
Did you come up with that yourself? It's very good. While I don't agree with many of the terrible crimes committed, I cannot agree with many of the laws forced upon our citizens.
While we're on the subject, Lady Gerland's jewelry. I know now it's not why you boarded La Provence, but surely you didn't let it all just sink to the bottom of the dock.
It is only through mystery and madness that the soul is revealed.
Ah, of course. What does that mean?